they better. Because let me tell you something. These people are ready. They're not scared. They're just holding back. They're hoping things can be turned around. And I would not want to be a New World Order minion. We're going to get to calls a little bit with Eddie Craig. You want to hold till later, or are you done, sir?
No, I want to hold because there's more I want to bring up.
Okay, but I got to get Eddie Craig in. Then when I come back to calls, I'll go to you. We only got like 3 segments with Eddie, and then he'll be back tonight. But stay with us. It's all coming up.
Hey, everybody. Jason Lewis here once again. These are hard times for investors. If you're like me, you just don't know where to put your money because there's a downside to every possible scenario. Now, look, every portfolio needs a hedge for inflation. Gold has been the classic. I want to be honest with you, commodities fluctuate. So you could lose money. Gold goes up and down. But every stable portfolio usually has an inflation hedge, and gold is, well, the gold standard. Washington is not going to get us out of this recovery, so you've got to protect yourself. Give it some thought, and if you're interested in converting your IRA to gold or would like to actually have it in your possession, call Midas Resources today at 1-800-686-2237. The U.S. dollar was once backed by gold, but it's lost a lot of its value since then. Call Midas Resources today, 1-800-686-2237 for gold. That's 1-800-686-2237, and tell them Jason Lewis sent you.
With the economic bad news getting worse each day, are you ready for the hard times ahead? This is Alex Jones with a special self-reliance report. I've said on this program before that studies show that in a true crisis, 8 out of 10 people will remain sheep-like and passive, frozen like deer in headlights of an oncoming car, waiting for others for help. 1 out of 10 will actually panic and endanger family and friends as they melt down. And only 1 out of 10 will take swift and decisive action when the going gets tough, dramatically increasing their chances of survival. Folks, I've just read a new book called Ready for Anything. It's a must-read for anyone who wants to increase their chances of survival in the coming hard times ahead. To read more about this important new book, go to readyforanythingmanual.com. That's readyforanythingmanual.com. I've got my copy. Get yours today at readyforanythingmanual.com. That's readyforanythingmanual.com. Folks, have you lost your power and wanted to simply flip a switch to get the lights back on? If so, this is going to be the most important message you'll ever hear, because there's never been a better time to get ready for the winter power outages ahead. Here's why. Solar-powered generators are now available from our friends at Solutions from Science, one of our oldest sponsors. Their emergency backup systems provide life-saving electrical power when you need it most. Unlike gas generators, a solar generator runs quietly, emits no fumes, and produces electricity from the sun. It's like having an electric power plant running quietly in your own home. Whether it's ice storms, brownouts, or blackouts, you'll never have to suffer through painful power outages again. When the power goes out this winter, you'll be ready with a solar-powered generator from Solutions from Science. Go to mysolarbackup.com for more information. That's mysolarbackup.com or call 877-327-0365.
Storable foods, check. Water filters, check. Gold and silver, check. Tactical gear, check. What's missing from your survival checklist? An essential that should not be taken for granted. Storable vitamins and nutritional supplements. Since many foods do not contain the essential micronutrients your body needs, you need Survival RX, the world's first ultra-long-term storable vitamins and nutritional supplements. How long? Survival RX products have a shelf life of up to 30 years, thanks to triple nitrogen flushing for guaranteed freshness. Go to survivalrx.com for our complete product list, including powdered milk and whey protein isolate. And remember, November is Nuclear Disaster Preparedness Month at survivalrx.com. With every order until November 30th, you will receive a free bottle of potassium iodate. Just enter coupon code RADIO. Go to survivalrx.com. That's survival, the letter R, the letter X.com. Add survivalrx.com to your preparedness checklist today.
All right, Eddie Craig is our guest for the rest of the hour, and we will also go to some of your calls towards the end, so we at least get to the folks that are holding, maybe do a little bit of overdrive. It'll be back with us tonight on the Nightly News. But I know a little bit about the law. I've studied it some, more than most, but most people have no knowledge, so they're lambs to the slaughter. But listening to his radio show that's on here locally and seeing the success he's had in court, and the news articles that have been written about it across the state, I wanted to get him in studio as a former sheriff's deputy to basically break down what he learned and just how much the Constitution's being trampled. But I was going to ask you, what would you do if you were Jesse Ventura? They create a law saying you don't get a jury trial. It goes right to appellate court. They don't really tell him that. They let it sit there until the appeal time is over, they're claiming. And I said, what would you do? And you said a writ of mandamus, and that's what I would probably, and I've told Ventura that, and he's like, well, I'll talk to my lawyer. But explain to people what a writ of mandamus is, and just in that case point example, what you would do about that.
Well, a writ of mandamus basically is a writ to a higher court requesting that it enforce its power to overrule a lower court determination regarding its decision. Basically, there are rules and procedures the courts have to comply with, and when they don't, then you appeal to a higher court to direct the lower court to follow the rules. And this is a good indication in this case where the rules are definitely not being followed. The state constitution in any state, according to its own language, is the highest law of authority in that state. So the legislature can't just arbitrarily enact a statute, nor can the court arbitrarily interpret a statute that would violate the Constitution of the state.
And you've been engaging in a lot of pro se research for a long time. I want to, when we come back in the next long segment, break down who you are and how you woke up. But just from a layman's position, the FBI can't stick their hands down your pants in a warrantless situation. And there's special procedures even then if you're in custody. Or you as a sheriff's deputy couldn't. But now they have federal goons out of their jurisdiction, not even sworn, taking over. And now they're going to be and are on the highways. How and why is that unconstitutional, both federal and state, from your research?
Well, just straight up, on the federal Constitution side, since it governs the actions of the TSA, they are acting as a federal agency, then the specific limitations of the Constitution there would apply in the Bill of Rights. No illegal search and seizures, so on and so forth. Your 4th, 5th, and 6th Amendment rights are not up for grabs just because Congress wants to pass an unsubstantiated bill creating a particular agency or allowing some already authorized agency to create a separate department and then create its own rules for it. Its rules and regulations still must abide by the laws and by the Constitution. When it fails to do that, then it needs to be challenged. And the only way we can do that right now is to take these people to court, unfortunately.
And I was told by a TSA agent in Las Vegas that he had an administrative right to stick his hand down my pants.
Nope, not true. Not true. They only get away with what they're doing for 2 reasons. We acquiesce, and they're holding the guns. That's really the only reason.
So we've entered a realm of tyranny. I mean, this is on its face. And of course, you could go over, how many rulings are there where Marbury versus Madison, they go on and on. Just because government passes some law, if it's not in the Bill of Rights Constitution, I mean, if it's clearly unconstitutional, then it's still illegal. They could pass a law saying black people aren't human again. Does that mean blacks have to follow that law?
No, it doesn't. And there are many, many rulings through the history of the United States from the higher courts stating that the people do not have to accept arbitrary rule or actions by their government servants. They don't. And right now, what we have in the biggest part of this problem is that the servant now believes themselves to be the master. And we're letting them keep that train of thought alive and well by not returning to our true role and getting rid of these people that would institute this.
Tell us about your time as a sheriff's deputy and how you woke up.
Well, for the most part, the individual I was working for, who was sheriff in Nacogdoches at the time, had a very sullied reputation for the way he ran things and the way he did things. My town happens to sit on one of the largest drug highways through the state, Highway 59 and 259, where they center together there in Nacogdoches. And there was constantly drug busts there and so on and so forth. But for some reason, the amount of busts we had never seemed to amount equal to what we contained in the evidence rooms and things of that nature. So it was obvious that a lot of what was being seized was not being kept for the purpose of evidence, nor was it actually being destroyed. So where was it going? You could see things like that. You could see...
Stay there. Let's come back in the long segment, break down your awakening process, similar to mine. I saw the police dealing drugs, sheriff's deputies and police where I grew up, and I'm like, you guys are drug dealers? And then I'd see them a week later at the school lecturing us about don't use drugs. They were really there advertising, here's the product. Eddie Craig's our guest, a really great constitutional expert, and he's winning in court. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
When you're out on the road, the last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you love the way they fit. They put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond gusset jeans. Made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond gusset jeans got it, others don't.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now, new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365. Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones. I'm looking for people that have the wisdom to spot savings, opportunity, and recognize risk. Saving means to make money. The Cal-Ben Pure Soap Company can save you thousands of dollars and give you good old-fashioned real soaps that are triple concentrated and twice as good as what you're using now. Soaps made from vegetable and coconut oils that contain no useless dyes, perfumes, deodorants, or antibacterials. Your risk is the hundreds of hazardous toxic detergents that give you rashes, itching sores, and deteriorating clothing called lint. If you want something better, if you want something you've never had before, you have to do something you've never done before. Getting a free catalog is easy by calling 800-340-7091 or see Cal-Ben on the web at 5starsoap.com. Take charge of your health now by calling 800-340-7091 or see Cal-Ben on the web at 5starsoap.com. Okay, we are back live with Eddie Craig, and you were getting to the point of you started to notice what you believe was corruption in the Sheriff's Department with missing drugs. Please continue, and then we'll get into somebody who studied the law, won in court, how we see our Bill of Rights, our Constitution being destroyed, what you would do, and then they now say it's going into all 50 states. You pull up, Army could be there, TSA is always in command, Viper teams, and they're directing families out, jerking them out of cars, searching them, barking orders, basically like people showing up at a Supermax prison. I mean, they want to let you know you're lower than dirt, and the feds are here and they're taking over under civil emergency. This is really martial law is how they're doing it, but continue with your awakening and then just run the gamut of things people need to be made aware of.
Well, as far as the rest of my awakening was concerned, when I've watched all these officers through my career there and everything, writing all these traffic citations, and I couldn't figure out exactly what the offense was other than just what they call a mala prohibitum action, where they just want to simply say that it's illegal because we said it is, not because anybody got hurt or it caused any damage. It's just illegal because we declared it to be illegal. It's very much like the war on drugs. It's just one of the things they want to do to get further control of us right now in these state programs like the driver's license and registration, so on and so forth. It's all about the control of your ability to move. They want to know where you are, when you are. Everything about you is monitored because of these licenses and registrations. The smart tags they use on the toll roads, for instance, those are going to be coming into the license plates. Those are be coming into the inspection.
Oh, they admit they're already tracking